Just think, I'm pushing 2.7 tons of marble.
We've left Eilean Donnan Castle and we're heading to the Kyle of Loch Alsh for the Skye Bridge. As we enter the village, we can just about make out the bridge in the distance. The Skye Bridge is in two sections. First, the smaller section from the mainland to the tiny island of Eilean Ban, which means White Island and is a wildlife reserve. Then the next section is more elevated, 35 metres at its highest point. Construction of the bridge was privately funded, and when it opened in 1995 it had one of the most expensive tolls in Europe. But then in 2004 it was bought by the Scottish Government and was made free to cross. We've driven to Kinloch campsite on the west coast of Skye. It took us about an hour and 20 minutes. That was driving at a fairly leisurely pace. Trish has done all the driving today, but there's not much more to do now. It's just down the hill to the reception so that we can check in, ready for our first full day on the island tomorrow. Just having a quick cuppa before we head off to Dunvegan Castle and Gardens. We booked the tickets online yesterday, so that's something that we're quite looking forward to. And I'm also taking the opportunity to charge up a few things while I can in the van. So we don't actually have electric hookup here. And I did charge as much as I could back at home before we left. That's always a good idea. So without any electric hookup, we've got 12 volt and we're able to charge up a few appliances. But there's also a little converted phone box on this site, so it's a little power station. They've converted a phone box so that there's a number of sockets in there where you can actually charge up your bits and pieces, but it's done entirely on trust. So if you leave something in the phone box, then it's up to you. If it goes astray, you don't have any comeback. So I'll have a think about that. I mean, we've got plenty of options here. We've got 12 volt USB sockets all over the van. The only thing that I've got is a laptop, which I use to transfer my files after I've been videoing. The laptop doesn't take charge on USB, so it needs to be plugged in with a proper plug. So if I take that over to the phone box, it's at my own risk, so I'll need to have a think about that one. How are you getting on? You just about there?
Yeah, just enjoying my mint tea.
Mint tea, coffee for me. We'll have this and we'll hit the road. You right?
Yep.
That's us parked up at the car park for Dunvegan Castle. Got all Kira's stuff for water and what have you. Our backpack's on. We're prepared for the rain too because it's been a bit showery so far. Now, there's a bit of a queue to get in here. So I think you need to queue even though you've booked tickets. Hello there, I've got an e-ticket.
Right, I'll need you a scan in for you. So I think,
Right, we've got the tickets. So no drones. Sorry Midge, you're staying back in the van. And dogs on leads, but that's not really a problem. At least we can get in.
Yep.
Now the tickets that we've got actually allow us to get into the castle and the gardens. So the tickets cost us £14 each. It was £12 each if you only wanted to get into the gardens. So we thought for an extra £2, it'll be worth it. And what we can do is one of us can stay outside with Kira and the other one can go in and see the castle, and then we'll swap round. Right, we'll need to put our masks on to go into the castle. Quite an imposing looking building, isn't it? Who's going in first? Am I going first?
Okay.
Right, okay. And you hang about the gardens and I'll meet you in, what will we say, half an hour? After the castle, we do a quick tour of the gardens.
So I've got a story to tell you. Once upon a time, there was a chief who married a fairy. They lived together for many years until one day he decided it was time for him to go back to his people. They parted at Fairy Bridge, which is not far from Dunvegan Castle, and on that bridge the fairy, she gave him a piece of cloth and told him that if he was hard pressed in battle, to wave this flag and it would win a victory for him. She gave a warning though, it would only work 3 times. Do you believe that? Certainly there's been a lot of chiefs of the Clan MacLeod, along with their wives, and they're adorned throughout the castle walls.
It's a real pebble. Well, boulder.
Did you skim that across the board?
Now, we'd like this for the garden.
Just think, I'm pushing 2.7 tons of marble. You didn't know it was so strong.
We've moved on, we're at Portree now, just having some soup in the van for lunch. Kira's had a little treat, because she's had some ball play. And you may notice that we've got a new step now for our van. So it's a toolbox. So the last box that we had, it was a wooden box, it had our own artwork on it for the wee brown van. And it worked all right for a little while, and then the water started getting in, it started to rot on the bottom. So we're going to try this and see how we got on with that. Have the soup and then we'll have a little walk around Portree. We've moved on from Portree and we've been having a little chat about what to do next, and decided that since we are on this side of the island and we have only got a few days over here, we've decided that we're going to do the Old Man of Storr now. So that's where we're off to. Now the thing is, it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to walk to the Old Man of Storr. It's all uphill, and then of course you've got to walk back it again as well. And Trish doesn't feel quite up to it because of her knee, so it looks like I'm going to do it on my own. So this is what the road looks like. You can just about see the Old Man of Storr coming into view. So there it is. Even from this distance it's really, really impressive, and I can't wait to get up there. There's a steady flow of cars. I think we've all got the same idea. Go at a time when you think it's going to be quiet, but it doesn't look like it's going to be quiet. If the car park's full, we might just have to leave it until tomorrow. Ideally, I would like to get there now. It just depends on what the car park's like when we get there. Oh, we're okay in there.
Sure.
It'll be 2.1 metres. Yeah, we're fine under that, no bother. It looks very busy. There's a space right there. Yeah. So rather than trying to go up there, we'll just grab the very first space we've come to. And we decided to move Maggie up a little bit, nearer to the starting point for this walk. And Trish says she's going to come with me for a little bit, see how she gets on. And Kira's coming, we'll see how Kira gets on. It's a bit windy. I don't know if we'll get Midge up today. We just need to wait and see. Hey, little beetle. What are you doing on your back? Come on, over you go. Over you go. Right. Shove him into the side. You've got to do your bit for the local wildlife, haven't you? Wouldn't want my size 9s on top of him. Right, end of the line for Trish. Alright, I'm out of breath as well. And the wind is really, really picking up. Okay, want to take Kira? Aye, I'll take Kira. She'll manage it. Won't you, pups? Right, see you back at base camp. Bye. Well, after that little spurt of energy, probably about 40 minutes in, so coming up to a really steep bit here, steep flight of stairs behind me. Can you see that? Aye, well that's where I'm going. I'm not going to film it. I need every puff that I've got just to get me up these stairs. So the next shot you'll see me up at the top. I've tucked myself into this rock so that I can speak because the wind around here is extreme. It's just swirling right around the Old Man of Storr, which is up there. I'll peek the camera up above the rock. Hopefully you can see that. Now there's a viewing point just up that hill there. That's what I'm heading towards. But I thought I'd get the opportunity to get a little bit of dialogue on this film because as soon as I step out of this rock, the wind is just absolutely extreme. So that's where we're going, Kira. We're going up there. And we'll take a few shots from up the top. Come on, pups. Let's go. The Old Man stands at 719 metres high. And it's really quite steep at this part of the walk. I get myself up onto this large boulder for the best view of the Old Man and the surrounding rocky pinnacles. The one with the hole is called the Cathedral. I wasn't even going to try and speak here. For one thing, it was far too windy, and for another thing, I was out of puff. And I have my moment of celebration. Well, we're back at the van. It's night time, and I'm ready for my bed. That's exactly where I'm going. Trish is already in her bed. Give us a wave. Yeah, so made it to the top, which was great. I was really pleased about that, but just at that point where I got the shot in front of these stacks, the heavens absolutely opened up and I got absolutely soaked. Just had to grab my big waterproof, and Kira and I hot-footed it down off the hill as quickly as we could. The wind and the rain, we just grabbed our stuff and we just had to go. Anyway, we made it back about an hour and 15 minutes later, got the wet clothes off and we hung them up to dry, and then we had something to eat, so Trish made us a wrap with sausage and egg. It was absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. But for now, I'm definitely needing my bed, and that's where I'm going. If you liked this video, look out for the next part coming soon, and click on the wee brown van if you'd like to subscribe.